Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this channel named Geeks for Geeks School. Thank you very much for joining me in this tutorial. So, as you guys know very well, we guys were developing a Minecraft game, and we have used this Ursina engine for developing this Minecraft game. Let me just show you what all things are we done defining the code of here on this Sublime Text platform. And if you're using PyCharm, you can define the same code on that platform also to get this output, which I am going to show you now. Just hold on for a moment. I am not getting that screen. Okay, that's the this Minecraft screen, and wherever I am bringing my cursor on these rectangular boxes which you're seeing, actually these are cubes, right? But you're not able to see the bottom part of these cubes just because I've coded them so. So the moment I will tap on any of these rectangular boxes over here, a new box will get generated, a new cube will get generated like this, right? So this is happening when I am clicking, when I'm making use of the left click, right? So a new cube is getting generated, and if I want to destroy these cubes, I can simply make use of the right click. The moment I will bring my cursor and on any of these newly generated cube, and I will hit my right click, what will happen? The cube will go down, it will disappear, and I have used the destroy function for destroying these cubes. So I'm able to create new cubes, and as well as I'm able to destroy them also, right? If you want to create cubes on these newly generated cubes, you can do this also, like this, the way I am doing it right now. Okay, so I can generate as many cubes as I want. Right, let me now close this window. So for doing that, I'll have to simply come down over here on this window, and let's use this option for closing the window. Okay, so that's the whole code which I've used for getting this beautiful output which I just showed you guys. Now it's time to modify the environment. It's time for us to modify this game, to customize this game so as to make it look more appealing. So I would first like to change the color, of the base cubes. So how can we do that? That's the function. Voxel is a function which is helping us in generating the 64 voxels which are actually making the base of the game. Right. So how to change the color of those voxels? We can use the simple code color dot color, right? And let's pass this value to it 0 comma 0, and then I would like, so it's the R value, it's the value of G, and that's for the B. Okay, dot random integer. Okay, not random integer, let's make use of uniform. So it will assign a random uniform number to the B part of the color, right? And what else can we do? We can pass the values here like this 091. Fine, and then let's run this game and see what's gonna happen. So now this is the kind of base we are getting, but we are not able to see any changes. The white color base which we were getting earlier, the same thing we are getting now also. So what we can do in order to change the color of the cubes which are forming our base, let's make use of these two things. So if I'll change this one to 1, let's see what is going to happen to the cubes. So we are able to see, okay, again these white cubes are visible to us. Why is it so? Let me come on this window and close it. I have to check why the cubes colors are not changing. If I will use this 1 comma 0, let's see what's gonna happen. Still these are white in color, right? Why is it so? This is not changing. This is not helping us in changing the color of the cubes. Now why is it so? That's what I'll have to say. But this Python, what we call it, this Python platform is accepting this code, but it is not able to give us the required output. Why is it so? Okay, I think I have passed three parameters to this uniform function, maybe because of that. Let's do one thing, let's change it to 0.9. Let's make use of only two parameters for this uniform function and see what's going to happen then. Okay, so still I'm getting the white cubes only. If I'll change this one to 1 and this one to 0, then what will happen? Will I get the same output? Okay, still I'm getting the same output. I'll have to check it once. Just give me a short moment. So here we have this white cube. We have this model as cube, and then we have this color dot color, and in this we have 1 comma 0. Let's make it 0 comma 1 because that is the code, that is the these are the values which are going to give us the required output. Then we have made use of this random dot uniform function, and we passed these two things as arguments to this function. This is perfectly fine. Now why we are not able to see the changes over here? Now that's what is the question. We are able to generate the new cubes, no problem. Let's go ahead. Fine, that's not at all an issue. Because Python is accepting this code, so let's not change this thing. Let's keep it the way it is. Now I would like to change the model. Right, I would like to change the value which I've assigned to this model named folder. So I have some shapes stored over here in this folder named Minecraft, in which I have this original file in which I'm putting the whole code. So the name of the file is mine, and these are some images which I would like to use in my game so as to give it a Minecraft kind of feel. Right, so what I am doing here, I have this uh, in this folder I have this where is that block named image. Now that's what I think I'll have to download. I haven't downloaded it. I'm searching for block. It's not there, right? Let me do one thing. Let's make it brick underscore block, no problem. So I'm changing it to, or else we can go with brick underscore block. Let me just see what is this going to give us. Okay, so it is still the same, no problem. I am closing this window. Okay, and now what I would like to do, I would like to just access all these images and load them in some variables. So I am coming here right on the top, just before this class voxel. I would like to define four different variables. The first one is for the grass texture, and I would like to make use of load underscore texture function for loading the image. Now in when you are using Pygames, so you can use load function, right, for loading your image. But if you are using Ursina, then you can use this load underscore texture function for loading your texture images in the variables. So the first one is the grass underscore block png. I need to put the name simply over here, grass underscore block dot png. This would load the grass block image in this variable grass texture. Let's copy this entire thing and paste it thrice like this. So in the second one, I would like to have the stone texture. Let me just check the name of the image I have with name stone texture over here. Yeah, the complete name of the image is stone underscore block. So let's change it to stone underscore block. Similarly, we can change this one to brick underscore texture, and this one I'm changing to brick underscore block, and the last one is going to be dirt underscore texture. And here I would like to write dirt underscore block. So we are done with importing and loading all the four images we require for our game. And now let's come down over here in this class named voxel. And to this texture, in place of this white cube, I would like to pass grass texture as a value to this texture named property. Okay, now let's run the game and see whether we'll be able to get the output or not. Okay, we are able to see this thing over here. Let me do one thing. Let me put this app is equals to Ursina right on the top, just before these variables. Now, if I will build it on Python, so I'm not able to see that stone texture now. I'll have to check the code once. Why am I not able to get the output? So this is working perfectly. This is working perfectly fine. This is working perfectly fine. Grass underscore texture, all these things are working perfectly fine. Then we have this voxel named class in which we use this super function. Right, parent is equal to scene, position equal to position, and here we have passed these two things as parameters. And then we have this model brick underscore block, origin underscore y is 0.5, texture is grass texture, and the color is this 0, comma 1 random dot uniform 0.91. This is perfectly fine. Highlight color is color dot line. Then we have this function input, with the help of which we are checking the input provided by the user at the time the game is in running mode from his mouse. Right, then we have this for loop, right, with the help of which we are calling this voxel class. Okay, so this is also perfectly fine. Right, this is also perfectly fine. Z in range, x in range 20, and voxel is equal to x comma 0 comma z. So here also everything is good to go. Now the issue is why we are not able to see this texture, this grass texture. That's what I need to find out. If I'll pass, let's make use of the way we have passed this position to this position attribute over here. Let's try to pass the texture using uh, this variable texture over here. So I can assign it a value. Let's say I would like to see the grass texture. So I can put it simply over here. And here I can pass texture as a value to this texture name attribute. I think this will help us in getting the required output. Okay, and do I need to do anything else? That's what I am checking right now. Okay, perfectly fine. Now wherever this left mouse will be clicked, left click of the mouse will be used by the user at the time when the game is in running mode. I would like this textures, what we call it, cube to get created over there. So texture, and then we can pass this stone underscore uh, texture over here. Right, I think this is perfectly fine. Let me run this game once and see whether we'll be able to get the required output or not. Oh, still we are getting the same output now. Why is it so? That's what I'll have to find out. Because the code is perfectly fine. We have all the images over here. Why am I not able to see the images on the game window? That is the question. Separators I have defined perfectly fine over here. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me remove this color dot line from here. Maybe that's what is not. That's a reason. That may be a reason why we're not able to see the correct output. No, that is not the reason. Color is equal to color dot color. This is fine. Texture origin y assets. Okay. Just hold on for a moment. I'll have to check something over here. Just give me a short moment. I think I have to download the things for the model also. You know, the value which I need to pass to this model over here, which I've used in this class. I need to download it first. Maybe that will resolve the issue. So here all the assets are present, which I am using in my game. Okay, so block.object. So I'll have to save this file, I think. Just a second. File save as. That may be one of the reasons, why I'm not able to see the required output. So I'm done with saving it as an object file. Okay. Let me just see what else do we have. So class block.blend block.mtl file is also there. I'll have to create a new file, and then that's how I need to save it with this name block.mtl. This is the mtl file, and here is that. This is block underscore textures tsd file. Okay. Let me just download this one also in the same folder in which I have all the other images saved. So it is with name block texture textures.psd. So block textures.psd file it is. Let me see what else do we have. This is correct. This is for block object. Okay, I think I'm done with downloading that block file. Let me see if I can get the required output now or not. So here it should be, model should be equal to block. Right now, if I will run my game, if I will build it on Python, let's see what's gonna happen. I'm still not able to get the required output. You know what I want is, I want to see the texture blocks, the one which I have used here, this grass texture I've used. So that's what I want to see. Let me remove this and check whether now it will give us the correct output or not. I'm not very sure whether it will give us the correct output. Yeah, now also it's not giving us it. Now, why is it so? Why am I not getting the output from here? That's what we'll have to see. No problem. It's very easy. The code is very simple. And I think we are missing something. That's the reason why we are not able to get the correct output. Let me just add this model block to this code over here. Origin y is 0.5. Okay, this is block. Texture is texture and color is this. Let me put this scale also here. If I'll make it if I'll pass 0.5 here, will it make any difference? No, the scale is also not making any difference. So we are calling this class over here, right? We are called this class voxel over here, and we have passed these three things as values to this voxel function. This is perfectly fine. Voxel. Okay, let me do one thing. Let's change this to uh, position is equals to. How about this? So now the output will be, still we are getting the same output. Why is it so? Why am I getting the same output? Why I'm not able to see that those textures over here? Player is equal to first person controller, voxel is equal to this. For x in range 20, for z in range 20, this is perfectly fine. So this is the one which is helping us in getting the 64 blocks created, and those 64 blocks are making the base of our game. So when the right click will be pressed, so the cubes will get destroyed, and when the left click will be pressed, so that is what going to happen. We have used this define input here. Are we calling it somewhere? Okay, we are already calling this function. This function is inside this class, and we are calling this class over here. So we need not to call it separately. Right, then if self dot Howard and this condition over here is true, then this should happen. Right, and texture should be stone underscore texture. This is perfectly fine. Either this thing, either this is not accepting these images which I have used here. Why it's not, why they are not accepting, why the code is not accepting these images I've downloaded from here. Now that's what the question is. Store underscore block. Let me just check it over here. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Yeah, this is perfectly fine. So why am I not able to access? I'm not able to see it on my game window. This is the question. I have used it in this variable stone.texture. Here I have loaded this image, stone underscore block. Is this the right name I'm using here in my code? Let me check it. Stone underscore block. It should be stone underscore block dot png. It's a png image. It's store underscore block uh, dot png. This is correct. This is absolutely correct. Why am I not able to see it then on my game? That is the question. Grass underscore block, stone underscore block, brick underscore block, dirt underscore block, okay, class voxel, parent scene position, model is block, origin y is zero point 0.5, texture is texture, color is equals to color dot color, 0 comma 1, random dot uniform. Let me do one thing. Let me just comment it out and see what is going to happen. See, everything is perfectly fine. Everything is perfectly fine. This is running fine. Then why am I not able to get the? Let me just close this Sublime text and open it again. Yes. Now the images are not accessible. Now this is the issue. Why the images are not accessible? That's what I'm trying to understand right now. I'm using this load texture function. This is also correctly used by me here. Right, that's the function we can use for loading the image in these variables. No problem, we'll be able to sort the problem out very soon. Let me remove the comment from here. Color dot color 0 comma 1 random dot form. Okay, fine. If I change it to cube, then what will happen? That's the one which I was using earlier, right? That is the value which I was using earlier. Why this is not okay? So I have scaled the cubes and I'm able to see now some bigger cubes getting created over here. So this class is working fine. This class over here is working fine. If I will change it to 2, let's see what's gonna happen. Yeah, it is working perfectly fine, but we are not able to access these textures which we have loaded in these variables. Why is it so? That is the question. Origin underscore y is 0.5. Texture is equal to class underscore texture. So I have passed this over here as a value to this texture. This is perfectly fine. Then color dot color 0 comma 1 random uniform. Okay. App is equal to Ursina. If I'll just change this to Ursina 1, let me just see whether it will throw an error or not. It is not throwing any error. Okay, so I think it's not taking the update. The updations which we are making here. See if I'm changing it to something like this. So this kind of thing doesn't exist. It's not a kind of function we can use for creating our image. Creating a window. Let me check whether this is going to give us any error or not. So it is not giving us any error. I think there is some issue, not with the coding. Coding is perfectly fine. I'll have to remove it. Let me create another file. And let me just copy and paste the code over here. I'm saving this file with a unique name in the same folder in which I have all my images. So mine too, with this name, I would like to save my file. And now let me just change it to Kursi. Let's see whether it is going to give us the correct output or not. Okay, so that's what we are getting. Okay, here we are getting the required output. I have to close this window. Let me change it to Sina. So that's what the issue we guys were facing. That's the reason why we were not able to get the required output. Now it is perfectly fine. I think this Sublime text is taking the same thing again and again. Even if we will make any change in this code, it is not going to show us the required output. Why? Because it is not. It is taking it. It is stuck somewhere maybe, right? It is not taking the updated code. So this is the new file I have created. I'm closing the previous one. Mine2.py is the one which we are going to work on now. Okay, and if I will simply remove it from here, let me just put wide underscore q. Okay, and see what is going to happen. So we are able to get this kind of output. Now let me change this to 0. Okay, and let's see what's gonna happen to the color of the base cubes. I think my Sublime text is not working fine, no problem. Okay, let me just tell you the whole code, what you can do, how you can make your game more interesting and more interactive. So we are done with loading all the textures in these variables, right? And we are done with changing the texture over here. I'm changing it to texture again. So initially we have this grass texture stored in this texture named variable, and we have passed this value to this texture property over here like this. Fine, we then have used this color.color attribute for getting a random color for our 64 cubes which are making our base, and scale is equal to, let me make it 0.5. So that's what we have done then. Fine. Okay, let me just close this window now. And now what I want is, okay, here what is happening when I'll be using my left mouse click. So new block, a new cube will get created. And it will take the texture. It will take a stone texture. Right, maybe there's some issue with my Sublime Text platform. That is the reason I'm not able to show you the output right now. But definitely, when you will run this code at your end on your respective, whatever platforms you have on which you're practicing this Python coding, definitely you will get the required output. Now let's make use of this update function. So define update. Okay, and let me put this if control statement over here. So held if held underscore keys is equal to 1. If the user will press the 1 key, uh, I would like the value of this variable. So it's a counter variable. I haven't initialized, I haven't defined it anywhere. So let me just define it right on the top here. So I would like my block pick variable to take this value 1, right? And similarly, if the user will press the key numbered 2, I would like the value of this variable to change to 2. If he will press the 3 key, I would like the value of my variable to change to 3, and likewise for if he will press the 4 numbered key, I would like the value of this variable to change to 4. Right now, how I will use the information which I'm saving in this lock pick named variable. So first of all, I would like to make it a global variable so that it can be accessed anywhere in any of the functions I have defined over here in this class named voxel. So in order to make it globally accessible, we can make use of this global named keyword, and we can simply put block underscore pick here. Fine. Now here what is happening, if the user will press the left click, so a new stone with this texture, with this stone texture will get created. I want to provide the users these rights that he can create any one of these one of these textured blocks at any point of time. If you want to create grass block, he can do that. If you want to create stone block textured blocks, he can do that also. Likewise, I would like to provide him the rights to create these textured blocks also at any point of time. Now, how we will do it? It's very simple. We can make use of simple if control statement over here inside this predefined if control statement. So if the user will place the left click, I would first like to check the value of the block pick named variables. If the block pick value, if the value of this variable is equal to 1, then what should happen? So I would like this thing should should get executed, right? And the first texture I would like to use is this grass texture. Similarly, if the value of the block pick, if the value of this block pick is equal to 2, then what should happen? I would like the block which will get created should have this texture, stone block texture, right? Then we can do it for this block pick 3. So we need to change it to block texture, sorry, brick and dirt are left, right? So we can use this brick first, brick, then we can copy this entire thing and we can simply put it here. So the value of this block pick is equal to 4. Then dirt blocks, textured block should get created, right? Let me just see if I can get the output or required output of the window or not. Okay, one, if I am pressing 2, so I am not able to see the required output. Why? It's just because this file over here needs to be changed. I'm changing it to block. Let me see if I can get the required output. Still I'm getting a very bad base, right? And I would like to change it to something else. Let's go with the values we were having initially for the base. So parent is equal to scene, position equal to position, model equals to, let's say, Q, right? Origin underscore y is 0.5 and texture was white underscore cube. White underscore cube we can have. Color dot white we can do it here, right? And if you want to define the highlighted color, you can do that also. Color should be color dot white, right? Color should be color dot white. Highlight. Okay, let's not use the highlight color property. If I will now run it, let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, I'm still getting this. So it means that my Ursina engine is not working fine. I'll have to again create a new file. Let me close this one. Yes. I have to save it with a unique name first on my in the same folder in which I have all the other files with me. So it is there in the mine game named folder, Minecraft named folder. So it is mine3 py. Now if I will run this code, let's see what the Ursina will give us. So I'm getting an error here. It means that it is now taking the updated value. Okay, I need to convert it into, need to put some indentation here. Yeah, now it is perfectly fine. I will be able to run it and Python is still throwing an error. Now, what is the error? Python is throwing inconsistent use of tabs and spaces in the indentation. Okay, no problem. We need to fix it, right? And now we'll get the required output. Not still, it's not. Let me do one thing. Let me just remove it from here. No problem. And now if I will run the code, now why is it showing us this error? Line number 36. Block pick is it is my Ursina engine is really working very bad. Right now it's not taking the updated code. That's what all these things are happening. Finally it took the code and now white cube is not defined. Okay, I need to close it in between the double inverted commas. Why is it not accepting this thing? Seriously, white underscore cube. Okay, it should be colored or white here. Really sorry. Uh, Texture is perfectly fine. Okay, let me just remove this thing from here. Let's see what's gonna happen now. Name white cube is not defined. Texture is equal to white cube. Yeah, this is perfectly fine. It should be. We can have this white cube here. Let me comment it out. No problem. Let me just save it, and now if I will run it, so now we are getting this thing. My Ursina engine is troubling me a lot. Seriously, I don't know why it is troubling me in this way. White cube, color dot white. Let me just check the comment section. My Ursina engine is not working fine. That's the reason I'm not able to show you the whole thing, but I've already shared with you the code which I wanted to tell you today. Right, just try it on your own. Ganesh Mishra, hello dear. Rahul Vishwakarma, thank you very much for joining me in this tutorial. Yes, I'm able to see your message in the comment section, dear. Okay, the issue over here is we are not able to get the desired output because the Ursina engine, my device, it's not working fine. That's the reason it is not even taking the inputs which it was taking earlier. I'm trying to fix the issue. If I let me just change it to highlight. Okay, let me open the previous files. If I'll just open this mine, let me check what this is giving me as an output now. It is still giving me the same thing. Okay, what about mine 2? So it is not taking this part now. Why is it so? That's what we'll have to see. Okay, no problem. I think I'll be able to fix this issue. Saving the changes, and now if I will build it on Python, so it is again giving us this error. White cube. Okay, so it should be white cube in this. That's, let me pass this value texture to it. I think that will be a good option. But I haven't saved the changes. Maybe that's the reason it's not taking this input I had just defined over the platform. Okay, that's what we're getting right now. This Ursina is not at all working fine. The images, now we are able to access the images, but the cubes which are visible to us are getting reflected like this. Let me change it to block. I need to save the changes first, right? So if you have made some changes, please press Ctrl and S also. Okay, so we are now able to see this green background which I was trying to get from last half an hour. So now the code is giving us the correct output. Okay, so we are able to see a green platform. And now let's check out this code over here. So if I'm pressing the left mouse button, so this block should get created. This block should get created. Now, why we are not able to see this block? That's what I would like to see. Destroy self. Okay. Let me do one thing. Let me build it again on Python. Okay, so I'm able to create new blocks. See, if I'm pressing the right, okay, I'm not able to create the new blocks. I am able to destroy the existing blocks, but I'm not able to create the new ones. See, I am right now destroying this float. No problem. I think I'll be able to fix it up now. So that's that is the code which is not giving us the correct output right now. We'll have to now see why it is not giving us the correct output. So if block underscore pick is equal to 1. So I need to first change it to 1. So initially it should be 1, right? After that we can, okay, I need to save the changes. And now if I will run the game, I think I'll be able to get the required output. So 1, 2. Okay, so we are getting these bricks. Okay, that's beautiful. And if I'm pressing 3, so we are able to get the boxes. Okay, perfectly fine. And if I'll press 1, then we are able to get these types of cubes. And if you want to change the cubes to something else, you can press 4. So we have 4 different options now for these cubes. Okay, so we are getting the correct output now. Maybe, what was happening? I was putting the code. I made some changes in the code, and I added also many lines of code here today, but I haven't saved the changes. So with Ursina, if you're working on Ursina, make sure that you are pressing Control and S keys together for saving the changes. Before running the game, you need to save all the changes. Then only you will be able to get the required output. Otherwise, you will not be able to see the correct output on your screen, right? You may not be able to get the correct output. And I would like to change something over here. In place of this color dot white, let's use the this color 0 comma 1 comma color, sorry, not color, random. So we would like my game to assign a random color to the blocks, to the 64 blocks which are making the base. 0.9 1, right? Okay, let me now run this. I haven't saved the changes. Okay, I need to save them first. Okay, so that's the output we are getting. It's amazing. See how beautiful my floor is looking. Let me just change the type of cube. So I change it to 2. Okay, so this is what I'm getting, and this is perfect. Okay, 3. So we are getting this kind of cube. 4, we are getting this kind of cube, and it is looking amazing, right? Amazing. Okay, let me come back, and I'm changing this value to 0. Let's see what is going to happen to the floor color. Okay, so it's back. We are back to the initial color, which is green. We are able to see the floor green. Okay, so let me just close the window. Fine, so that's how you can give it a Minecraft kind of feel. And that's the concept I've used for creating different kind of blocks. So I've saved the images in these variables first, then I used a global variable. So if the user will press 1, the value of this global variable will change accordingly. and if he'll press 2, 3, or 4, then the block pick will take the values accordingly. And here what we are doing, if the user will press the mouse click, and at that point if the block value is 1, then that's the texture in which we will get to see the new cube, right? And we can change the texture of the newly created uh, block anytime just by pressing the number keys 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Okay, now it's time for us to define a cool sky kind of thing for our game. So how can we do that? We can come up over here and simply you can put this sky texture, fine. And or else we can do it tomorrow, no problem. Or do you want me to do it today? Let me just do it today. So sky texture, and then we can load the sky's image in this variable. That's what I am doing right now. Dot underscore block, and I need to change it to skybox, right? That because that's the one with which I have saved this skybox named image here, sky's image here. Okay. Now the next thing that we need to do is we need to come down and we need to create a new class for getting the sky also on our game window. So what we can do, we can simply make use of this class named keyword, and then we can pass this entity as a parameter to the sky named class. Let's define an init class. So init, and then we can put this self over here. Okay, super dot underscore init. Then we can have the parent first, and let's make it equal to the C. Then we can have a sphere kind of model. For that, we can pass sphere as a value to this model named uh, property. And then we can have this texture is equal to sky underscore texture. I think that will give us the sky on our gaming window. Fine. If you want me to now run this code and show you the output, so I can do it like this. We are not. Let's see whether we. Okay, I haven't saved the changes. Sorry. To save the changes first. I don't know why I am again and again forgetting to save the change. Okay, I'm getting some error over here. Invalid syntax. Why it is showing us invalid syntax? So define. Okay. Let me just close it and come back over here. Okay, because I haven't put a space in between this def and init. That's the reason it was showing us this error. Now, if I will save the change and run this code, let's see what is going to happen. It is showing us this error. Why is it so? Indentation, expected an indentation block, no problem. We'll define it. So I need to cut it from here and let me put it over here like this. Saving the changes and running the code. Why am I getting these errors? Invalid syntax. Okay. Texture. Why is it showing us an invalid syntax here? Sky underscore texture. Okay, let's do one thing. Let me just put this scale also over here, and I am making use of this scale 150 because sky is going to because I want my sky to cover the whole environment of the game. So that's the reason I have passed this value. This parent is equal to scene texture. So that's where we are not we need to put a separator here, right? That's the reason why we were getting the error. Now if I will run the code, so I hope I will get the required output. We are not able to see the sky anywhere. Why is it so? We'll have to not think about it. Okay, we haven't called this class anywhere, right? This class sky, we haven't called it anywhere. So we can do one thing. We can come down over here and let's make use of this variable sky and let's call this sky named class in this variable like this. Now, if I will run the code, so I hope I'll be able to get the required output. I've already saved the changes. Okay, no, I am not able to see the sky anywhere. Why is it so? Why the sky is not visible to us now? That's the issue. Let me check the code once again. So class is equal to entity class. We have used this class sky over here. Then init function, super function, parent is equal to scene, model is equal to sphere, and then we have texture is equal to sky dot texture, sky underscore texture. Is this fine? The name which I have used here, skybox.png, skybox.png. This is perfectly fine. Okay. Let me do one thing. Let me make use of this one also. This attribute also double-sided because no, I want my sky to cover the entire game window. So I think that will help us in seeing the sky the way we want to see it on the display window in our game. I haven't saved the changes, really sorry for this. I have to close the window again. Saving the changes. Going back and let me just run this code now. Okay, so we are able to see a very beautiful sky also over here. Fine, so that's the output we are getting finally. And wherever I am clicking my right click, wherever I'm using my right click, I'm able to see, I'm able to destroy these cubes which are forming the base. And if you want me to create new boxes or new cubes here, I can simply bring my cursor over there. And that's how I can create new cubes. I'm able to create new cubes also. I'm able to destroy them also. I'm able to change the type of cubes. It's now brick kind of cubes which I'm able to make. Okay, if I want to change it to box kind of cubes, I'm able to do that also, see. And then if I want to change it to the fourth texture, so yes, I am able to do that also. This is the dirt boxes, right, which I'm able to create right now. But my favorite one is this one. This is the favorite cube of mine, last textured cube. Right, so that's how you can create a full-fledged Minecraft game, and we are able to see this sky also, sky kind of view also over this platform. So I hope you guys enjoyed this lecture a lot. Now, before ending this meeting, I would like to check the comment box. If I have anything to answer, definitely I would like to answer that query. And thank you very much to all the students who attended this lecture, who were there with me till the end, who checked this video without skipping any part of it. Okay, I'm not able to see any comment in the comment section. I would request you to please check out this code. Do practice it on your own. It's it's a very simple code. It's just of 64 lines. It's just of 64 lines. So you guys can write the whole code yourself on the platform you're using for learning the Python coding. In case you come across any issue, do let me know about the same in the comment section. Thank you very much for joining me at this time in this